my chivalrous brethren, I am Sir Dixon.
And I am Sir Meyer.
Welcome to the Knights of the Rectangle Table podcast. Today we will be discussing the execution of Emmett Till from the perspective of the nonfiction book Getting Away with Murder by Chris Crow, specifically Chapter 4, The Wolf Whistle.
Let's ride right into this tall tale. We hope you enjoy it.
Emmett Till was a 14-year-old boy who was visiting Mississippi from his humble abode in Chicago. He was there to visit his uncle Mose Wright, a preacher, and his cousins.
Emmett and his cousins frequently hung around Bryant's grocery and meat market. One day, they decided to sneak out of church and go to the store. However, this would be a fatal mistake for one of them.
One boy at the store dared Emmett to go inside and ask out Miss Carolyn Bryant, the wife of the store's owner, Roy Bryant.
Emmett, in his pride, couldn't turn down a dare, especially since he had been with white women in Chicago prior to his trip to Mississippi. So, he was very confident in his charisma.
Emmett went inside and asked for candy. When Miss Bryant came back with the candy, he grabbed her hand and said, "How about a date, baby?" Miss Bryant was shocked by his outlandish remark, and she tried to get away from him. He then continued to harass her by putting his hands on her waist and saying, "You needn't be afraid of me, baby. I've been with a white woman before."
Emmett was then dragged out of the store by one of his friends. As he was being pulled away, he said to Miss Bryant, "Bye, baby." Miss Bryant then came out of the store to go to her vehicle and arm herself with a pistol. However, before she could get it, Emmett whistled at her using the wolf whistle, and he jumped into the bed of a pickup truck and sped away back to the church.
Miss Bryant and her sister-in-law, Juanita Malam, both kept this event secret from their husbands because they did not want anything to happen to Emmett. Before we move on, here's a message from our sponsor. There you are. Here, drink this. That'll make you not tired.
What even is this?
It's a magical drink that'll make your life amazing.
Okay, I guess I'll give it a shot. Wow, I feel so energized.
Try Zeus Energy Drink. Order one bottle for the price of two and get one free.
Side effects include spontaneous combustion, chronic death, organ failure, becoming Zeus himself, and floating into the stratosphere.
Now let's jump back into the podcast.
Eventually, word spread about the incident, and Roy Bryant found out. He knew what to do. He would enact a diabolical plot of revenge on Emmett.
Roy brought his brother-in-law, J.W. Millam, and they went to Mose Wright's dwelling where Emmett was residing with his cousins at around 2:30 a.m. They knocked on the door.
Mose opened the door, only to be blinded by Bryant shining a flashlight at him. He was also holding a pistol.
They demanded to see Emmett, but allowed him to get dressed before they took him. The rapscallions grabbed him and dragged him to their car. They said that if he was not the right boy, they would bring him back as they found him.
Emmett was missing for at least a week. During that time, he was tortured and beaten by his captors. Eventually, he was found dead in the Tallahatchie River.
Emmett was found with one side of his skull beaten in, one of his eyes gouged out, and a bullet hole in his skull near his ear. They weighed him down with a cotton gin pulley. To attach him to the pulley, they wrapped barbed wire around it and around his neck and threw it into the river. When his body was discovered, it was nearly unrecognizable, and the only way they knew it was Emmett was when Uncle Mose found a ring around his finger that had Emmett's father's initials on it.
Many witnesses claimed to have information about where Emmett was being held and what was being done to him. However, none of these are considered concrete evidence.
Emmett's mother was trying to get his body to Chicago, and she was fighting for an open casket funeral so that the people could see the cruelty that was enacted upon Emmett.
Roy and J.W. were charged with counts of kidnapping and murder, and their trial began on September 19, 1955. But that is a tale for another episode.
That brings an end to this episode. Thank you for listening. And Sir Meyer, do you have any final words?
Yes, in fact I do. Remember to follow the code of chivalry no matter what happens, and that the team at the Knights of the Rectangle Table wishes a good day upon you.
Farewell and good luck on your travels.